In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the rotation, or let's make use of the rotation tool in CorelDraw to make a really nice, like a graphic element in your poster or flyer or anything, or signage or anything that you need, like an accent or like a graphic element. So anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to explain about the rotation first. So I'm going to go to my rectangular tool and I'm going to create a rectangle. I'm just going to color it blue for now. Now, how do you rotate an object? So when you click one once and then you click one more time, and then you notice that this, I call this rotation pins or handles. So when it goes like this, you mouse over it and you can have like a rotation icon there. Okay. Now you can also type in the angle of rotation here. So if you go 90 degrees, or let's go 45 degrees first, and so that's 45 degrees, and then 90, like that. And if you want to go back to your original one, so it's a 0 angle, and click enter, and that's 0. So that's how you get the rotation options. You click one and then click one more time, and then you see this one here. Okay. Now while you're doing this, you notice in the center of the rectangle you have I call this a rotation pin. So when the rotation pin is moved, you can actually move the rotation pin. So for example, you move this one, click and then drag to, let's say, here, and then now you rotate. If you notice, the center of rotation would be in here. Okay, so that's actually a really good option for us, because then we can move the rotation pin or angle and then make a really nice graphic. Say for example, I'm just gonna do it quickly here. So click one more time, and then I'll click this rotation pin, and let's say I'm gonna put it over here, and then I'm going to go to my keyboard and click on plus. So plus sign makes a duplicate without an offset. So plus, so there's two rectangles on top of each other, and then I go like this, and then plus sign again the keyboard, and then go like this. Okay, plus sign, and you go like this. Okay, so now you have like an interesting graphic here. Now if you click on the, let's say this is number 1 and this is number 2, 3, and then 4. Let's click on number 2 here, and then in your palettes here, you hold on control first, hold on control in your control key, and then click on this one. Let's say go 1, 2, 3, 4. You notice that it lightens up the blue. So we did 4 of that one, and then this one, our third rectangle here, I'm gonna make 8. Let's say 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then this one will go 10 or 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's go 15. So now you notice you have an interesting graphics here. So if you want to remove the outline, I'll just select all the objects here and then right mouse click on this to select to remove the outline. So now that's a nice graphic that you can do. Okay, so I'll move that one. Actually, I can delete that. Now let's go back to my, let's say I have a letter size paper here. And then what I'll do, because it's a flyer, so what I'll do, I'll make like a graphic element here. It's like a wavy effect. But in the wave effect, I'm going to make a duplicate, and then I will change the rotation pin and put it over here, so that you'll, yeah, so it will have like a duplicate but without different rotation. So now I'm going to go to my Bezier tool, and I'll click here. Let's say I'm going to click here and then click over there. Okay, so now this is my line. So I'm going to make that curve, so I go to my shape tool, and then I'll just click on anywhere here and then go to convert to curve, and then now I'll make a let's just make something like this. Okay, or I'm gonna reshape this. I'll put this down and I'll put this up, and then let's say I'm gonna reshape it like this. Okay, so I'm reshaping that. And so now what I'm going to do, because I only want this one here, right? So what I'll do, I'll double click. So when you do, let's say this is my 8.5 by 11 paper and that's a letter size. The shortcut key, or no, there's a shortcut way to make a border around your paper, is to double click on the rectangular tool. So if I double click on that, there, you notice the rectangle, I mean it made a border around the paper or page border. So hit F4 to view the whole object. Okay, now while I'm here, what I'll do, I'm going to click on this line here, and then I'm going to plus sign in the keyboard, so duplicate without offset, and I'm going to bring it down here. Okay, so I'm going to bring it down there. Okay, so now I'm going back to my first curve here, so I click on that and then click one more time, and now I can rotate, right? But if I rotate like this, the pin's here, right? So what I'll do, I hit Control Z or undo. So I'm gonna move this one over here. I'm gonna make it snap to this intersection. Okay, so now how do you make it snap to that intersection? If you go to view and click on snap to objects, and that will snap to one object or the edge of the object. So make sure that's in snap to object, or Alt Z is the shortcut key. Okay, so I'm not sure if I duplicated it, so I haven't duplicated it yet. So go to your keyboard, click on plus. So now it's a duplicate. I've got two lines on top of each other, and I click one more time, so to get the rotation center or pin, and I'll move it over to the intersection of the page border and the curve. If you notice intersection, this one is an intersection too. So I click on that, and now I can rotate my object or my curve. Okay. So when you do that, I already have like a wave graphic here. And I click plus on my keyboard again, makes another duplicate, and then I go like this. Or you can change the width, plus sign again, and then like that. So now that's the concept of the rotation. Now I'm going to do it here too, so I'll just do it quickly. So plus on keyboard, and I get my rotation center. Oops. And then I'll snap it here. And plus on your keyboard, I'll make it there. Plus sign again, and I'll go like this. Okay. Now what I'm going to do here, because I don't need all of these lines, I just need this, and this one, right? What I normally do, I go to my Smart Fill tool. So I click on my Smart Fill tool, and then in Smart Fill tool, of course, you can specify here. You can specify the color, right? So if I click on this one, whenever I click on the area that I want to fill, like for example that one, it will become this color. Now I can also go back to this color here, and then using my Smart Fill, I'm going to go here inside of this, there. Okay, and then another color. Let's say that one. and another color, let's just say here. Okay, so now with this one, you already established an interesting graphic here. So what I'll do, I'm just going to delete this, delete the curves or the lines that we did, lines, and I'm going to remove the outline. So I selected it and right mouse click on the X here, and it's gone. So I'll do it quickly here. So I click here, here. Now with this one, I'm just going to fill this with the same color. And then say, for example, I want the same color here. I go eyedropper tool. I really like the eyedropper tool because it samples the color and then we'll copy the object, the color. Okay, so I go color eyedropper tool. It gets that sample color and then I'm gonna pour. And then go back here, there, go back there, and here, and there. Now I'm ready to delete these lines because I don't need that. Okay, and remove the outline. So with this one, you can now create a poster with, say, text here, and then yeah. So that's how you do it, and so that's one way. Now let's go to page 2 here. Okay, now so let's say, for example, you have a letter size piece of paper or a page that you want to design, right? So what I did here, I sized the image to the exact size of the paper, so it's 8.5 by 11. So okay, so another shortcut key too that I'll explain here is, let's say, for example, I've got my image here and I want my image to go to the center of the page. Okay, so what do you do there? So you click on the object, right, or whatever, and type in letter P, and P makes the object center to the page. Okay, so this one is fine, right? So it's just like, for example, here I'm just gonna make a circle here, color that there, and then so when I select it, type in P, and it goes to the center. Okay, so that's the center. So what I'll do, I can click on P, and let's do it. Now for the last time, what we did, we made like a graphic element here and use different colors, right? I'm not sure if it's still here. It's not there anymore. Well, anyway, so I'm going to create a Bezier tool. I'm using the Bezier tool. I'm going to make like another line like that. So same method as the first one. Okay, so what I'll do here, I'm going to go to my shape tool, click on that, and then I'm going to convert to curve. Okay, so convert to curve. Okay, so okay, so let's say I like that already. So what I'll do, I'm going to duplicate that. So plus sign your keyboard, bring it down. That's for the bottom part of the graphics. Okay. So now I click on my line, right? And then plus sign in the keyboard to duplicate, and click one more time, and then here's the rotation. So make sure you are in snap to objects so you can snap the center of rotation to this intersection here. So you click that and then go to the intersection. Now it shows intersection, and then I'll move it like that. Okay, so plus sign your keyboard again, and then I'll move it like that. And say one more plus sign. So I got 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's do that one. Okay, so now in the first part we use the smart fill. So I'm gonna use the smart fill, the same thing. So click on this one, Okay, I'll just make it the same color now. Okay, and then I'm going to delete the lines or the curves that I did. Now I'm going to make okay, how do I choose a color here? Maybe first of all I'm going to remove the outline. So I selected all these 4 objects and then right mouse click here and it's gone, right? Okay. So now what I'll do, I'm going to fill this first, this bigger area here. Now what I usually do, I get my color eyedropper tool and then I'll go to the image here and then I can actually sample a color. Okay, so for example, let's say I sample that one and then pour here, right here. Or actually I want a darker one, so I'm going to not too dark. Okay, so let's say I decide this one. Okay, and then I'll pour here. Okay. So now for this tree here, so what I'll do, I'm going to make transparency of I'll make different transparency. So, but first of all, I'm going to select these 3 objects here and I'll make it white. Okay, so that those are white. So for this one, I'm going to go to my transparency tool and I'll make it uniform. You notice that default goes 50, right? So that's fine. The first one will make it 50. And then the second one, I click on this one here and I'll make it uniform. So that's 50. And if you look at it, it's the same, right? Now let's play around with it. So I'll make it say 75 or say 64. So now you can see that there's like a different transparency. And then the last one here, I'm gonna make it uniform, same thing. Sorry, here, and I'm going to go to make it uniform. And now it's 50. So what I'll do, I'll make it 80 there. Now if you notice, it gave me a really interesting effect here, right? And it's very simple. What we did is we just made a shape and then we just changed the transparency, because I can break this down into 3 pieces, right? So that's without transparency. I mean different kind of transparency. Okay. So Z, and I'll do the other one quickly here. So okay, so I'll duplicate this. So plus on my keyboard, click one more time, grab this rotation here. So I'll do it in a different way here. So I'll make it that way, plus sign again. I'll make it bigger so we could really see the effect. Okay, and I'll go to my smart fill tool. So sample, fill that, this, and that one. And I'm going to delete this, and this one. And then select the objects and then right mouse click to to remove the outline. So now I'll get my sample color eyedropper tool. I can also make it the same as this one here. So click on that and then I'll pour. So I know that those are the same. Now for these 3 objects, I'm gonna make the pure white. Now it's white, and then I'll change it to transparency. Actually, what I can do here, I can select these 3 these 3 objects, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to put transparency in all 3. And when I click on uniform, the default will be 50. Of course, now you can't see the difference because it's all 50. So I'll go to the second one here. I'll make it, go back to your transparency tool. I'll make 75 or 70. See, now you can see there's a change. And the last one will make it 85. There you go. So now, as you can see, a very interesting transparency effect.